welcome to Animals Labs. You'll have to forgive the lack of camera today. It's struggling with the heat that we have over here in the UK. It's currently 32 degrees Celsius in the room as I do this. And while that's not hot for many of you, we often sit at about 10 degrees, like a maximum of 20 in our summer. So it's struggling with the heat. But I thought today we've obviously been the release of a couple of new champions. We've got Ninja is available to all of us if we got it today. So I've taken the time to build him up, and I've in the Tale of Two Legendaries, I've already built up versulf the Grim, and I thought we would have just a quick use of what I think they're good for, go through their skills, and show you where I use them. So the first one, obviously, you can see I've got versulf the Grim. He's in a 3 immortal set, and I have a blood shield ring on him just to gain a shield because this is where I use him. Total stats 100 crit rate, 204 crit damage. Now obviously with ally protection you don't want to do this. You want to reduce the crit damage as much as possible. I'm actually never going to use him as an ally protect. I'm building him for a single use. I've gone for as speed as I can, pretty decent defense, a HP amount, and some resistance. That resistance needs to go up a little bit if I'm going to get him to where I want to for hard mode. But I built this guy to solo Scarab, and he can do that with this build. Again, no books, nothing at all used there. Masteries, just a general set of masteries. You can use this on like clan boss and stuff. With his skills, attacks one enemy, has a 50% chance of provoke, and places a shield debuff on this champion. This actually works pretty well against the Scarab, and the provoke is good against the magma dragon. Attacks all enemies, extra hit on the stun. So he doesn't place a stun, but if they are stunned, freeze, fear, provoke, and debuff effects. So he can provoke them, and they gain extra hit. Each hit has a 75% chance of placing leech. You could bump this up to have leech. Ally protection, increased defense, which is always good. Again, would be on a 3-turn cooldown. With ally protection, just be aware you don't want high crit damage. And then whenever he gets hit, he has a chance of doing provoke. And his aura's HP percent in all battles, which is quite useful here. So what I've done, rather than show you the 33-minute odd fight, as you can see here, this is what he's done. This is hard mode level 50 Scarab. He has complete normal the 110 on his own. Solos it takes a while. The only thing that you need to do to be able to do this, and I'll show you, it allows me to show you the team setup. So in my AI control, all I have done is just turned off quality minions, because while he's not attacking on this turn, he takes additional damage that he doesn't need to. Plus the Scarab can actually rip off the ally protection or the increased defense and put it on himself, which will slow your run down. If you have high resistance, you can get through that and you don't need to do it, but for the sake of just turning things off, it means he tends not to use the Reign of Sorrow skill either. He just goes over his A1, but what this will do is in the waves, he will attack this. So this is a full auto run. Works through, as you can see. So he did it in 674 turns there. And then if we show you, I believe we can show you normal as well. Oh. Yeah, so I have another team that appears to do it pretty quick as well, but this is where I tested him out. He works on this. It takes him about 20 minutes, so you're not going to be running this super fast. or you know, you do this, put them on overnight if you want to do those 15 runs or something, whatever it is. But it's definitely worth doing. It means I don't have to do it. He's available to everyone, whereas Vergis, who's the other champion that can do it, can't do that. You can also build him to do dungeons if you were to. You probably want lower crit rate, crit damage if you're going to do that. The second champion we have today is Ninja, named after the streamer. I've got to say I was like, obviously there you've got the face there, but I quite enjoy this arrow effect. And then I've had the watching him in the actual fight, and he does have some pretty decent effects. So I've just chucked on him a style, what's it called? Swift parry set. It's the only set that I have crit damage gloves with crit rate on at the moment. But I don't think gear sets matter too much on this individual. It's more about stats. So again, 99% crit rate. If I could get 1% extra, this would be good. His attack is 3k. Again, get this up if you could. Crit damage 242, speed is 207, and the all important 238% accuracy. At this moment in time, I think I've only got 2 books in him, but I am going to book him just because of this ability, which when I'm going to build him for my 3v3 arena team eventually. However, I have been using him in a couple of these bosses. Like the dragon, for example, he's quite good fun in the dragon. So if we take out my combo team, we'll put this guy in just to show you. Increase our ally accuracy in all battles and start. We've got enough wave control here. Defense down on thingy, put some stuns on. So if we turn it, make it go a little bit slower, we can see his abilities and going off. But what I've noticed is he tends to use his HP burn first, rather than so he uses his AT first on auto, which means if you're going to use him in arena, you will need to go and either manual him or set him up under a team score. But you can see as we go through here, nice. Now I should warn you that a lot of this team is fairly well built, but he puts increased defense on. Well, his main job really is doing damage to bosses. So if you want to go after Ice Golem, Fire Knight boss, he's got the A, like a multiple hit A2, so he's useful in Fire Knight, and he's pretty good in Ice Golem, and you can see he does do a fair amount of damage. We'll see at the end here after this result what he does, but quite like his A1 when it goes through, and he cycles around really fast, even without the counter attack or something. But that turn meter increase, I have no masteries on this champion at this time, so if you were to go down some extra damage through those masteries, he did quite a lot. But as you can see, he's got some pretty sweet animations. He bows himself up, which means he isn't going to get attacked. And so here you go. So my Seal of the Drakes is geared pretty well, but you can see there Ninja did just under 1 million damage. So he's pretty viable in those. Enjoy watching him go through that. We can show you. Should we try? We could do Ice Golem done recently. Again, similar team. Stick him in there for this. Now, obviously, other than Rogne, these are all champions that you could have got on an almost free to play basis. It takes a while, I would imagine, to do Lydia, but it is possible. And I can show you a run without if you want. Let me know in the comments. But I would say of the two champions, Ninja is definitely worth doing. He, especially for you, those of you in lower level accounts, I have yet to work out exactly how his HP burn is working. It doesn't work on Spider like I think a lot of us thought it might, but he does an insane amount of damage. Over the next couple of days, I'm going to try him out on some of the bosses. Other than the Magma Dragon, where his HP burn will be bad, I'm pretty sure he's going to be decent against, you know, like this the Ice Golem bot, the Ice Spider in there, the Magma Spider in there, and in the next rotation of Doom Tower, he'll be really good against everyone except for the Magma Dragon because he can put some pretty decent damage out. I would be warned. I think it's the Griffin where when his A1 goes off, he'll gain some damage. But I don't know how bad that will be. But he's definitely doing a lot of damage versus bosses, and it's quite nice to see. Like, it's going to look like a pretty nice time, to be honest. And then we can show you him in Fire Knight. I try and maybe use a bit more of a free-to-play friendly Fire Knight team, shall we? There we go. So again, other than Seal, he does a fairly decent amount of damage. Why not? Big wait, he's a Royal Affinity for 20, isn't he? So let's do 21. That means we can keep both of them in. We just put Scylla in because, you know, you can never go wrong with Scylla the Drakes. This is just a Cold Heart and a Lure. And we'll set that going. One thing you need to note, if you are not careful, there's potential that these two guys here, so you might want to focus these down if you don't have full crowd control like this team does, just to prevent them from putting up their unblockables, unkillables, and then you'll end up with Allure just spamming them in. So if you have anyone who can remove debuffs or buffs from the enemy team, I often use, that's why I have Torment, to be honest. Yeah, you see you got the unkillable up, so we'll have to be careful going around this. Manual through. Make sure we put this one down. Stun went on. Ugh. We can put the provoke on. Freeze everyone. Have a second ability on here. Yeah. There we go. That's one of the downsides of Allure, but she's definitely worth it if you're in the even like 20. She's just not as useful, but definitely very good in the Fire Knight in general. And we let this go. I love some leech on these, but by versulf, he is really good in all of these dungeons as well. As a Fragment Champion, is well easy to get. Would I book him? So I'm probably not going to book him. I think that he could be booked and be worthwhile being booked, but if you're just going to use him for Scarab like I am, you don't need to. the joys of the waves in higher levels. Because the only decreased defense I have is actually on Ninja as A1. Takes a little bit of time, but he's really useful just for that. You know, when fully booked, he'll have a pretty large chance of putting on that effect. There we go. We've got his shield down, probably in a full lock now, just because of the beautifulness of Allure. Once we get off a Cold Heart, Heartseeker, there we go. He's completely locked out now. So even though we're running in, you know, the above 21 dungeons, Cold Heart is still worthwhile. I would advise, you know, there's no reason not to take her. And there we go. So 1 million damage off of Ninja there. As I say, he's actually, despite maybe this visual image, he's well worth leveling up. Thank you for watching. I ask that you like and subscribe. And until next time, take care.